Penn State hockey on the road, where there is always a friendly face, a big-time opponent, and family inside and outside of the locker room. This week on the Hockey Story, Penn State hits some speed bumps on the ice, but not in their attitude. And we learn what is helping the hearts of these Lions.
I'm just showing, no, he wants to see the heart monitor. He wants to see the heart monitor.
He was the same kind of character he is now, just smaller. Yes. That's how he was. Always laughing, always cracking jokes. He would sing in the shower. Yeah.
The showers for like 45 minutes because he would sing. And sit down.
Ain't No Mountain High Enough was one of his favorites.
I'll be on the bus. You guys.
In central Pennsylvania, there is a school nestled in a great valley. On its storied campus, a gift unlike any other, a modern den for its lions to call home. Inside lives a team that has changed the complexion of the college hockey world. Its uniforms, like its mission, are simple and bold. Its fans, known for their passion and pride, have adopted this beautiful game played on a frozen sheet of ice as their own. Together, they have transformed this region, once known as Happy Valley, into Hockey Valley. This is their story. The Penn State Hockey Story.
The 12th-ranked Nittany Lions traveled to Ann Arbor to play the 20th-ranked Wolverines. And when you're on the road, the goal is to keep your routines the same. The hallways may be a little different, but as a team, you can control your atmosphere, your attitude.
The thing about our team when you get to the rink is everyone is in such a positive mood, and you know, we're not a very tight and serious team. We're a pretty loose and relaxed team, especially before games. So it's a fun atmosphere in our dressing room, and I'm gonna miss it next year.
Kersey. Yeah. How about a few snaps for Kersey?
Kevin Kerr would return to the lineup, and neither he nor the team could contain their true feelings. It is great to play hockey anywhere, anytime for Penn State.
Best day of your life.
But this was indeed a business trip against a team looking for revenge. In the best conference in hockey, this game would serve as an example of just how tough this newest league has become. As one of the nation's highest scoring teams, Penn State would find that this weekend would test their resolve and their toughness. Andrew Sturts threw his body at Michigan. The coaches looked for the right buttons to push, and Peyton Jones was his usual stellar self. But as the chess match continued, it felt like the hockey gods were favoring the Wolverines. Sometimes to score goals, you were told to keep it simple, get pucks and bodies to the net. Results will come, and they have for this team all year. But Michigan used the same formula.
5-on-5, side of the goal. Norris shot, scores! Beats Jones, Becker there as well. Mid finished it off himself. Michigan 1, Penn State nothing. That's an even strength goal at 7:33 remaining in the first.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of variables in every game. And this weekend, for whatever reason, they added up to the blue and white simply struggling to score. It happens to every player, but usually not at the same time. especially with the firepower that this team has shown. But the fight never leaves this team and never will.
Penn State wins the faceoff. Hilarious shot, save, rebound, shot towards the goal. Pavlichev, Levine, sprawling left with his mitt. He keeps it out, scooping it up. Penn State just can't score here.
And as the snow flew, the frustrations grew. But the sign of a maturing team is, how do you handle that adversity? This team all weekend, every shift, just kept coming. And even though it seemed almost every play was just out of reach, they were getting closer and stronger. And the bench never panicked, never wavered.
They outplayed Michigan by far in that second period, and yet you come away with the same score in the period.
Even as time was running out, Penn State still threw everything they had at the Wolverines. Whether it was attacking at every angle as if to say, next time this will be a different story, or sending 2 defensemen in on the rush. They showed the pride and effort of which all Penn Staters can be proud. They literally threw everything at the net. And it may have seemed insignificant to the hockey world that they finally broke through in the last 2 minutes of the weekend. But that symbolized the heart of these Lions, who never say never.
Gets it, Gonzatello, rebound shot, score! Penn State finally gets on the board. Valeri rings it in!
Win or learn is the saying. For most of the year, Penn State has been doing both. But this trip's lessons will hopefully reap rewards down the road.
Hi, you're watching the Penn State Hockey Story.
Hi, you're watching the Penn State Hockey Story.
How do coaches treat you after a tough weekend? At Penn State, it is with respect.
Coaches make the, day-to-day fun by just bringing the same attitude no matter what the circumstances is. I played on some teams where you lose a game and you got to be frowning at the rink the entire week, which it's just not fun when you have to do that, and it doesn't help. You don't get better. So I think the coaches do a really good job of understanding it's a long season, understanding that nobody's perfect and we're all going to show up and work hard and get better. And so not only to come and work hard, even if it's a hard day, but I think they're really good about making it fun, making sure guys are allowed to have fun, allowed to smile and enjoy their time here instead of, worrying about something that happened a week ago.
Steering's over. Hey, great job. Great stick. Great stick.
Hockey is the best sport in the world. It is, and it's so much fun. And if you just let the players have a blast, they're going to develop and they're going to love the game. And when you love the game, great things happen.
Anyway, Peyton. That's it, Blue. That away. Not bad, not bad. Grab a drink. Come on in.
With the change in the Big Ten tournament, we are likely to never again see what the Nittany Lions accomplished last year.
Pavlichev scores!
Penn State won 3 games in 3 days.
Front for Richard, shoots, scores! There's the power play goal they have been searching for. And for the first time in this tournament, here at the Joe in year number 4, some extra hockey is going to have to be played to decide who's going to advance to the championship game.
In an unbelievable showcase of stamina, the Nittany Lions would not only win 3 games in a row, but 2 of the games went into double overtime. It was like playing 4 games in 3 days. The first double OT game was against the Gophers.
Far corner, it's scooped up towards the net. Fire, score! Eric Audio, the hero! It's over! Penn State wins 4-3 in double overtime! The Nittany Lions are going to the NCAA tournament and are heading to the Big Ten championship! What a game! The Nittany Lions have done it!
Third period in the first overtime, we were really, really struggling, and for some reason, I don't know how or why, but the guys just sort of caught a second wind, And so I guess what I'll always remember is just how tough to be able to catch that second win and to dig as deep as they had to dig to win that game. I mean, I'll never forget. That was just a phenomenal moment, and just, again, so proud to be able to be a part of that group that was able to accomplish that.
That was a Big Ten championship, and the use of technology that the staff implemented may have been a factor that tipped the scales in favor of Penn State, in the form of a heart monitor worn under the player's equipment.
Poked by Thompson forward, Byro, Folks neutral zone, gets the pass, breakaway, right to left, Deeks, fires, scores! The golden goal! Penn State, Big Ten champions!
I think for sure the MVP of that weekend was Cam Davidson, our strength and conditioning coach. I thought that the physical feat that they had to be able to come back and play so well for 5 periods on Saturday was just an incredible feat. I was amazed by it. Cam does a great job, and I think that's a lot to it. But you also have to credit their mental strength was awesome.
I'm just showing him. No, he wants to see the heart monitor. He wants to see the heart monitor.
The athletic department makes sure that Penn State athletes have every tool for success.
The first beat heart rate system, and basically it just tracks heart rate, and it's a band that we wear around the chest, and we wear it for practicing games, and obviously we track heart rate through that.
It kind of gives us some data afterwards on how hard the practice was on us.
We get a report emailed to us every day, and it shows how our bodies are doing. It shows the way spikes and heart rates were, and it shows how quickly you recover from them.
Tracks training effect of the practicing games, of how hard they're working, what zone of heart rate they're in, so I can actually see if they are in fact working hard or maybe not skating so hard on the ice.
Anything you know about your body is going to help you when you're on the ice, so the more you know, the better it's going to be.
That's been really helpful for our coaching staff and us as players to know how our bodies are feeling, and really they can dictate how they schedule practices around that.
But what it can do now is we can be proactive. So when we see that our team is a little bit high and we can't really get back into that recovery zone, then we can really pick and choose what drills we want to do. So coach has been really great with me on this. There's a lot of give and take, so we can say, hey, this drill elicits a high red response from the team. They're in the high zones, so maybe this drill isn't good today. Let's swap a drill that maybe is more of a green-yellow, more of an anaerobic threshold, more of an aerobic zone level 2, right? So because we do that, we can then predict a couple days beyond that. Let's say that's a Wednesday to a Friday. We can say, okay, since we managed this day a little bit better and we're proactive about it, then we aren't in a hole for the game, and we recover better Friday night for Saturday's game. So that's really how we've been using it, more of a proactive thing. What's the acute effect? What's the chronic effect? And it's been extremely useful for us.
The strength coach and our coaching staff are completely on the same page. We want to make sure that, number one, our guys are healthy and injury-free. But number two, they are prepared to compete as hard as they can, and you have to be fresh. And Cam does a phenomenal job, always has done a phenomenal job of making them stronger and more explosive. And now, with the technology that we've added, he also knows exactly when to back off. The coaching staff has 100% faith in what he does. I know our team has 100% faith in what he does, and so far it's been a big benefit. I truly believe there's not a better place to develop your as a hockey player or to have a great experience than Penn State University.
Penn State was away for the second weekend in a row, but they hope to find their scoring touch a little earlier in Madison, Wisconsin.
We're one of the top scoring teams in the country for a reason, so hopefully we have that hunger around the net, drive hard to the net, and find a loose puck and bury it.
The players would implement the staff's advice.
Limoges strides into the Badger end. Limoges time and space near circle, fires, Barry save, rebound, Limoges bats it towards the goal, still loose in the crease, Barrett snipes, score! Liam Folks! The puck always finds him against Wisconsin.
The Nittany Lions sent 3 in tight as the forwards badgered Wisconsin. Barrett, Limoges, and Folks would not be denied. The Lions were off and racing.
Finally set up and relaxed. Cole Holtz. In pursuit is Cameron Hughes. Eric Audio. Smirnoff, the drive, he scores! The laser-like snapshot from the Russian Denis Smirnov, and Penn State recovers their lead.
Well, the other Russian on the ice might not get credit for an assist, but he is like an eclipse of the sun in front of Jack Berry, and the puck went past him, and Jack's looking like, what happened? Where'd that come from? Look at 13, 6'7" Nikita Pavlichev, and talk about taking a goalie's eyes away.
Penn State had taken 5 of 6 points from the Badgers earlier in the month, but after some initial success, Wisconsin, fresh off a lopsided win over #1 Notre Dame, shored up their defensive zone and found a way to steal Friday's game from Penn State. So the Nittany Lions dusted themselves off and came ready to fight for their coach the next night. A man who has the hockey world's respect would have Penn State ready to pounce.
Guy Godowski did that in Fairbanks. He did that in Princeton. Now he's doing it in what they call Hockey Valley.
Everywhere he goes, he turns the program around. He does it with just a simple message that we're going to play with confidence. We're going to play with some swagger just like he has. And we're not going to do anything fancy. We're going to play straight ahead. We're going to be in your face, and we're going to smother you. And he gets his players believing it.
Get it turned over, skating right out front. Smirnov dangles on it. Backhander scores! Denis Smirnov walks across the crease and slides it past Berry.
Oh, a turnover, Smirnov deep, backhand. Oh, he tucks it in. Beautiful move by Denis Smirnov.
Penn State had found their scoring touch again, and no better way to show it off than on a penalty shot.
A partial break with Wagner in pursuit, and Wagner pulled him down. Are we going to get a penalty shot or not? Yes, we will.
Right to left, in on Jack Berry. Byro between the circles, forehand, Deeks, backhander, slides it 5-hole and scores!
Oh, he went 5-hole and off the right leg of Berry, and it scoots in. Brandon Byro, the sophomore from Sherwood Park, Alberta, his 6th goal of the season. Here's Kalnick back to Frederick looking. Wagner was open, and a good stick play by Penn State. 4-on-1, potentially breakaway now for Chase Berger. Comes in, he shoots, hits the post, off of Berry's back and in. Chase Berger with a breakaway goal, 3-1 Penn State.
Berger has it, and on goal, a breakaway, fires, hit the goal post, off Berry, scores!
It was great to see Penn State having fun again, wreaking havoc on opposing defensemen.
Wisconsin coughs it up, centering. Soucy's Byro, tic-tac-toe, Smirnov score! Wisconsin coughs it up, and Penn State makes them pay. Penn State back up 4-2.
Soucy, Byro, and Smirnov had Penn State riding high, but a controversial goal swung the momentum to the red and white. Wisconsin appeared to shove Peyton Jones in the net without touching the puck. But the referees did not overturn their call of a good goal. And with just under 3 minutes to play, the Badgers came all the way back.
Fails to clear off a body. Malone, Penn State in, shots and scores on the turnover.
A lot of positives, but ties like that can really feel like losses. But there is no sympathy in the Big Ten Conference. Penn State hosts #2 Notre Dame this weekend.
Some would think I'm a lineman on the football team, but I'm not.
It's the face of hunger right there.
What are you doing? You're a slob.
Darian, tell him.
I don't want to get into this.
He said,
I'm never the one who brings it up.
he's never burped in his entire life, not even when he was a baby.
Anyone on campus, or if you're watching a game and you see Darian let out a burp, please call Chris Funky so he can call him out on it.
Or if you're a doctor, like
Maybe help this guy.
my friend.
Help my buddy Doug.
Always got to go with steak. You can get it. Yeah, I'm still growing, so I gotta fill up and all that stuff.
You can classify that as a burp. I actually burp on the Doug. Breaking my back for you, coach. For my love of the game.